Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Dreaming Crow coming back at you, and I'm going to be doing another book review for you this evening. Over here it's a little late at night, and just haven't been able to sleep a little bit tonight, so I thought I'd get a video in and get it up, and hopefully you'll enjoy this particular video on this particular book review. But before we go ahead and jump into that, I'm going to go ahead and just remind you all to go ahead and hit that like button down below if you enjoy the content and the videos that I'm putting out. And if you are not a subscriber already and you do enjoy my content, again, please hit that subscribe button down below. And I'd totally appreciate that. If you are a subscriber to my channel already, I thank you very much for that, and I look forward to presenting you with more videos in the future. I'm also looking forward to not only sharing some additional book reviews here and comparisons, but I also have several rituals that I have in the works that I'm looking to film as well. In addition to a short video series on voodoo doll and puppet magic that I'm currently gathering materials for. So hopefully I can get that information to you guys here over the next couple weeks, and that it'll help keep my channel fresh for my subscribers. And with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into the review today. Really quick, the book that we are covering today is a book by Adam Blackthorne from the Gallery of Magick, and that particular book is Sigils of Power and Transformation, 111 Magic Sigils to Change and Control Your Life. Again, this book is published from the Gallery of Magick back in 2016. And I believe this is Adam Blackthorne's second book that he published through the Gallery of Magick. His first one being the Master Works of Chaos Magic, which was also published earlier in 2016. Sigils of Power and Transformation contains about 312 pages of information for the magical practitioner, and it involves covering the use of over 111 sigils that span about 15 different categories for the practitioner to use from. And some of these categories include sigils for the mind, inspiring others, sigils for fortune, love and friendship, breakthrough magic, peace magic, personal strength, wisdom and education, as well as health and healing. And just as a side note, since you're already on the video, you've probably already seen the disclaimer at the beginning of this video, and that is solely put in there for the purposes of health and healing sigils and health and healing magic. Okay, and I'll get a little bit more into that a little bit later. But if you're wondering what a sigil is, if this is your first video you're watching on Magick or Sigil Magic for that matter, it simply is an image or a drawing that consists of just lines and shapes, and it's all kind of wrapped up in a little circle. And I'll just show you one here really quick. This might be an example of a sigil, okay? And this one in particular is to bring peace into a home, for instance. And there's a short description on basically the use of this particular sigil here, okay? And then this would be another one. This is a health and healing sigil, and it says to recover from stomach sickness. So this is another sigil, okay? But in order to kind of keep going forward here, sigils come in a lot of shapes, and they're used for lots of different purposes. A lot of people or some people that use sigils, they have a tendency to use them just one time, and then they're usually destroyed, usually by burning the sigil or destroying it in some way. However, sigils, it can also be used multiple times, such as information presented here in this book. And by definition, a sigil is inscribed, or it's inscribed, or it's a painted symbol. I've known people that have made sigils for um, things like achieving lucid dreaming on a regular basis, and being that they use this sigil so much that they've actually physically painted a sigil on canvas, and they framed it and keep it in their temple area or their bedroom area, in order to maintain that lucid, to achieve lucid dreaming states on a regular basis. Um, and basically, a sigil is really a sign or a symbol, and a sigil, uh, by definition, again, also means seal. Excuse me. So, a lot of people, when they think of sigils and they think of seals, they think of pictorial signatures, usually those consisting of from angels or demons from the Goetia or stuff like that. Those are definitely sigils in their own right, of course. And but over the years, uh, sigil magic has changed tremendously. In fact, the inception of chaos magic back in the 1970s, by the founders of chaos magic, which are Peter J. Carroll and Ray Sherwin, they adopted the use of sigil magic into their chaos magic practices. Um, However, for those who are not aware, it was Austin Omare Spare that actually developed the modern day usage of sigil magic, especially in the context of using it within chaos magic. And the sigil basically, up to this point, from what we're talking about, is really a representation of the magician's desired outcome and true will. Basically, by looking at it, by absorbing the sigil and taking it in, and having a particular intent or state of mind, it affects the subconscious mind, which ends up altering the magician's um, physical environment or mental environment, depending on what the sigil is for. If it's for personality enhancement or changing personality or whatever. So, we're really not looking to create anything new out of this. Energy. Sigils are basically really, again, are a form of energy, really. And as we know, magic is a science, and in science we learn that everything in the universe is made up of energy, and energy is never destroyed. It's only really altered from one form into another. So magic in itself is really an act of alchemy. It's about change and transformation, and quite literally, the practitioner, the magician, is really changing and transforming their environment or their world through their true will to affect change within their universe. So by shifting and changing these energies around us, we're able to create our reality. And this is one of the great uses for sigils, is they really help us to affect those changes, and in some cases very dramatically and very quickly. Um, However, sigils, have a tendency to sometimes work a little more subtly as well. So you just have to kind of be on the lookout sometimes for those manifestations. But for those of you that are kind of wondering, it's like, hey, this all sounds hokey. It sounds like the law of attraction and all that. Um, this, doesn't sound like Sigil Magick or anything like that. Well, I did post a video on this a couple weeks ago, where my personal belief is if you practice the law of attraction, you are practicing a very simplified form of chaos magic. That probably doesn't sit too well with a lot of people, but again, that's my opinion. You can take it or leave it however you want. So, really quick, the one of the things again that um, provided or that came with the idea of putting up the disclaimer at the beginning of this video is Damon Brand from the Gallery of Magic actually was opposed to providing the health and wellness and healing sigils within this book. And he actually opposed it for quite a long time. I think I remember reading that from some of their blog posts on their website. And he had felt that people in the general public or people would simply abandon conventional medicine in favor of using magic to cure their pains and illnesses, cancers, sicknesses, and all that. And so, from my understanding, through my reading about this, he actually opposed putting this information out. But other members of the Gallery of Magic really stressed the idea of keeping this information going, passing it forward, because stuff like this, if we're not careful, it will actually be lost with the passing of time. So it was through this deliberation that they decided to finally include this in the book. Again, simply for passing this information on to future practitioners and generations. So when it comes to practicing the sigils within this book, you really only need about 10 or 15 minutes of your time in order to get results with the sigils. Or I should say, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to go through the process. I'm not saying it takes 10 or 15 minutes to get results. Excuse me for saying that. But when you do select a sigil from this book, you do have to remember that you're going to use that sigil for a period of 3 days. You're just simply going to perform the process once a day. It could be at any time of the day, day or night. It doesn't have to be a particular moon phase or anything. Just get rid of the idea that you need to do this during a full moon or something like that. Because you want to attract something. The power is from the sigils is not just in the design, but within yourself. It doesn't have anything to do with any type of moon phase or anything like that. But you will perform it for 3 days, and then again, results will follow. Sometimes, depending on the situation, you might have something happen within a couple of hours, but usually it's days. It might slowly manifest over a week or so. You might experience like an epiphany or a aha moment, or you'll have like a really weird dream. Lord knows, that happens to me a lot. I have like a lot of weird dreams, especially after doing like a lot of ritual work, and I have to kind of try to analyze some of that sometimes, because otherwise I miss bits of information, and that can be actually kind of difficult sometimes. But following it if you're steady and you're dedicated to using the material in this book, um, you are going to yield some promising results, with this practice. So, I know a lot of people that say, you should make your own sigils as opposed to, usually something that's pre-printed or something like that. You can spend time making your own sigils if you want. They could be simple or elaborate, however long you want to spend making them. But, if you have a sigil that's already pre-made, try using it, and see what kind of results you get with it. If you're not happy with the results, I mean, by all means, make your own and, see where it takes you at that point. But I definitely recommend picking up the book. If you are interested in wanting to start something simple like Sigil Magick, it's a great place to start, especially if you're new to the magical community. And one of the I've covered this in some of my other videos before already. The reason why I recommend these books from Gallery of Magic, even though I'm more of a left-hand path practitioner at this point now in my life, as opposed to a number of years ago, is that the Gallery of Magic works very hard in simplifying the material, for the user. Okay, if you're brand new to working with magic and studying magic, and picking up something like this and having promising results happen, sometimes maybe like your first time, that's very encouraging to a brand new student. Building that confidence to that new student is crucial, for them to continue their magical practices. So, again, one reason why I recommend a lot of their books is they do help build like a foundation for new beginners, and that foundation is useful into developing their and personalizing their magical studies and practice throughout their lifetime. So I'm just going to kind of cut it short at this point. And I kind of feel sleep kind of hitting over me right now. So with that, this is going to conclude the review for the Sigils of Power and Transformation 100 Magic Sigils to Change Your Life. To Change and Control Your Life by Adam Blackthorne. If you're interested in purchasing this book, it is available on Amazon.com. They also do have the Kindle digital download, and you can follow the link down below to Amazon.com in order to purchase this book or any other books from the Gallery of Magic or Adam Blackthorne that you might be interested in. Also, I'm going to put a link to the Gallery of Magic website below down there. And if you want to stay informed through them about any of their upcoming books, as well as reading their blog posts and getting other information, you can get access down below there as well. So until next time, this is Dreaming Crow saying that I wish you well and infernal blessings. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye.